What is up, friends? Welcome to So You Think You Can Dance, the after show that has it all. Our top 5 women have been unveiled. Woo! Insert amazing clap and celebration. We also have a very special segment just for you on Ballroom. So things are getting hot and heated like hot tamales. Let's dive in.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
This is how we do it.
Break it down.
Oh, we got lights.
This is how we do. We're gonna just smack you all with some energy, because what an episode! Oh, I like that. And then you gotta do the Q-tip and the Q-tip and the Q-tip.
No.
Throw it away.
No. You're gonna buzz out the sprinkler in a minute.
Oh, I know all of them. We all know it. Everyone at home is doing it right now. You got this sprinkler, right? And then you got that one.
The shopping trolley.
Yes, and then the shop.
Y'all are really
You guys,
taking it back.
welcome. I am Becky Sotero. I've got amazing women to my left. Introduce yourselves, ladies.
Yes, you do. Hi, everyone. I am Kim Davey, and to my left is...
Hello, I'm Jessica Williams.
Yay.
Man, the podcast, you guys are missing those
Right.
moves.
You missed
now
it.
you
It was
have an
amazing.
excuse to go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like
There
the
it is.
channel, check it
Ka-ching.
out. Welcome,
There
you
it
guys.
is.
What an exciting episode. Finally, the secret. I don't have to
Yes.
keep it in any
Yes.
longer, in terms of the women at least. So top 5 overall thoughts, you guys.
Yeah.
Thoughts. Let's
well,
go.
for me, just the episode went so incredibly quickly for a start. I was like, oh, are we getting 2 hours tonight? Please, please, please. So that never happened. But
Flew by. Yeah.
And it was really nice to just see bam, dance after dance after dance. It was really nice for a change, I thought. But I was quite shocked for
Yeah.
a couple. I had my pick and then I had the results to compare to, and I was pretty much on the money, but overall
Right.
there were 2 big surprises that I'm sure we'll talk about.
I'm sure
So-
we're all in agreement with those 2 surprises, because I was the same way. I was excited about just being able to fully watch a performance for once. Like, they showed us the full routine and it wasn't cut off. And some of the people, unfortunately, we hadn't really been introduced to much, like Dania.
Yeah.
Or Dana, however you say it, and Sydney. Those 2, we kind of got a little glimpse, but not really. So that was unfortunate, and it wasn't surprising in that matter that they did not get chosen.
Yes.
It was such a
Yeah.
surprise. Such a surprise.
Yeah.
So we have such an incredible show for you guys. We're going to be talking also about our special segment we chose for you, which is Ballroom. And I think it's so appropriate because Ballroom has been dominating. I mean, as we see, we've got a couple very strong with, in Magda and Jensen, very strong Ballroom females in our top 5. And we'll just see what happens in the top 5 men. But I just think it's going to be just team Ballroom. So I'm excited that we get to share. We get to share our little secrets, you guys, with you on Ballroom and the routines that we picked. But let's just dive into our first dancer out of the 10, Hanalei. I love me some Hanalei. She's consistent. This routine was full of lifts and jumps, athleticism. I love that they called her fearless in it.
Yes.
And what's so special about her is that I feel like she's just such a mystery. She's very, very shy, very quiet.
Yes.
But you get a lot out of her dancing. Her dancing speaks for herself. So let's toss it to you guys.
Yeah. I think she was absolutely fantastic. She's such a good personality on stage, and the lifts that she had to do were phenomenal.
Yes.
That one particular one where her legs held and she flips right round
Sure.
into the splits. It's like her leg could have broken at any moment, and I was like, oh my goodness! But she's so good. I'm so happy for her.
Me too.
Tick,
She is.
check.
Yes.
So she was on your
sure.
guys' list.
Yeah, she was totally on my list.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, she's so cute and fierce, and just she's sharp with her movement, and she has so much personality. Like, she sold that role. I mean, she was sharp when she needed to. She flowed, and she was sultry, which was so great to see. The tricks were amazing. I mean, to have Mary Murphy say, "I've never seen that before," when she did that back dive twist into
Yeah,
the
that was
leg and then
cool.
flip
Yeah.
over,
That was so cool.
or the death drop. I literally lost my breath, and then every round I was like, what was that? It could have gone wrong on so many levels, and it didn't. And she just she was the best. I know they said Jensen was really good too. I don't know, the 2 of them. Those were my 2 girls.
I think there were a few tonight or last night, but tonight we're gonna say tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight that were so strong. I mean, performance level, competition level strong, and specifically, did you have more to say about Hanalei? Because I want to dive right into Magda.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, I just, in general, like, I mean, you got to give kudos to dancers for their, well, I suppose it's some scary stuff they have to do. In these lifts, like, it's no longer just part of array, step will change. It's like you're diving for
well,
it.
Jonathan had to be there for her in those moves. Oh, you're right. She could have just fell to
It's
her.
super scary, and a lot of people can't do that. Their fear stops them. So I give kudos to them just for being able to do that, and them so well. I mean, it's not necessarily always going to go
and
well.
that's something that I think is, again, I mean, everyone who watched the show, we know that they were paired with an all-star and then a choreographer who, all of them are just phenomenal. They're at the top of their game. But what was so unique is that they made them do a routine out of their style. So it wasn't, again, that you're going to give contemporary. I mean, you're going to give them something out of their style. And we saw that with Hanalei, that she had to do something pretty difficult and blew it out of the water. And Magda, my girl, she is growing on me. I met her, so I get to finally tell the story. So I met her at the junket, and her body, ladies, and this is not about like, wanting to be like her body. Like, her body is a dancer's trained body. Just and she exude confidence and poise and just a great interviewer. And all I could think of when I saw her, just seeing kind of the process from last season to this season, with her getting let go at Academy, she trained. And there's something to be said about that. She was one of those prime examples of being sent home, but came back powerful. And I don't know, I can't wait to hear you guys have to say about her, but she came back with a force. I think she's going to be no problem one of the top 2 girls. I mean, I see her in the finals 100%. I think it's going to be a little bit of a battle between her and Jensen. Calling it now. Because Jensen's going to have a lot of the fan base in terms of, her sister's fan base, but also the one that she's grown. Right. In the younger crowd and whatnot. But just Magda's again, her confidence and her routine was just amazing. Amazing.
Well, Janessa thought that as well, right? Because she was absolutely in tears. Yeah.
I was sobbing, you guys.
Me too. I had the tears come on. I'm like, hold on, what's going on here? Hold on a second. But the connection, wasn't it? It was the connection with her partner.
Yeah,
it
her
was
and Robert.
The deep-rooted feeling. She went there and she tapped into those emotions.
Well, and let's not forget Mandy Moore's choreography is just... This was just a palette of beauty, of beauty on Robert and Magda. But you're right, their connection was just palpable. But I was watching her and I'm like, those leg extensions and how she literally just breathed into him. I mean, it was just... Again, this was one of the with Hanalei. This was one of the competition ones where I'm like, they could have competed with that on the live show.
No, I do agree with that, and I really feel like having Robert, just isolating him for a second as a partner, he is by far one of my favorite contemporary dancers on this show, and he has always given so much strength, and he partners so well, and so what that did was it allowed for Magda to kind of release herself, and I felt like she was so believable, and she fell into the character and trusted and threw herself onto Robert, and she left it all on the stage. And that's all you can ask for. And I think that's why it was so impressive, because it was not, I didn't expect her to do as much as she did and to really just even slow isolations and then go fast and then falling. And she just, her face, everything, full package.
It was such, the word I had for it was authentic. Everything about that routine was authentic.
Well, you know it is when at the end of a routine, a dancer comes to a podium or something and is literally still in that space. Like she was still moved and emotive.
And that's what I mean is even at the junket, I just saw that in her. Like she just has this star quality. I don't know. And again, it's something to be said. And Jensen came back with a force too. It's a matter of these dancers. And we'll talk about this later, but I think Emily's going to come back strong. I think Stephanie's going to come back strong because they were 2 of surprises for me. But I just think there's something to be said about that year. I love what Jensen said. I just wasn't ready last year. I'm more ready this year. And that's what's so beautiful about this show is they allow you to come back and they encourage you to come back. And Magda to me is just...
You can bring a level of maturity, but then also you kind of know the process and you're more comfortable in your styles and you know what I need to go back and focus on and learn. And something is just to be said about maturity when you dance. And that is what's going to make you sustainable in this show. That's why I'm happy like a Briana didn't make it through because I thought that she was very juvenile in her routines and stuff. We'll get to her. I don't know if she's next.
But another example that maybe 1 or 2 more times intense auditioning could really polish that.
Yeah.
And I think that's also, again, what sets Magda apart is she just seems so mature.
Yeah, she
and
does.
it'll be interesting to see how that flies on the live, on the live shows, because we know it's all about personality. Will she connect?
It's also interesting though, and it's very, I mean, you never know what partner you're going to be paired with, and I think she was lucky in this particular instance.
Robert,
compared to some of the others, I mean, it really helped and hindered.
I love what you said, Jess. Like that's such a prominent point, is that it's about that connection with the all-star, and Robert gives his all to his partner every time, even last season.
Yeah,
he's just
amazing.
there,
So it worked in her favor for sure.
And I do want to talk about Briana, because that's another example of where I feel like, Brandon failed her smidge, and we'll get to that. But Dania, you talked about her. So you guys, how do you feel about that? I don't feel like we really got to know her a lot. She kind of just underwhelmed me a little bit. But this cha-cha, I mean, she gave it her all, like.
Well, she had fun with it for sure, didn't she? Her legs. I want her legs.
Oh, yeah.
They are so strong, gorgeous, and long and amazing and toned.
Beautiful.
Yes, please. But I think just the pairing there didn't look right. And I know you can't help it when someone's taller and shorter, but they couldn't connect because of that, which is always awkward, isn't it?
That's
So that was a bit of a
exactly what I
shame.
was
Yeah,
thinking.
with Paul. Yeah, it was uncomfortable a bit, and I felt that there was lack of precision that was needed. And I was happy that she did better than the clips. I mean, we didn't even really get to see her fail at the ballroom before, but I thought that she was extra smiley, and that's a good thing, but you also have to give faces when you do ballroom. So I thought that cheesy smile was just lasting too long.
Too much.
And
Yes.
literally, I put in my notes, I was like, she looks like she's having the time of her life. And then Vanessa was like, you're having the time of your life. I was like, yes, that's what
it was a perfect example of, I think she even knew that the technique was a little lacking, and it just felt a little bit off. So I'm going to wow them with my personality.
she was just
but
like,
I agree with both of you. It felt tentative. Like it just, you're kind of waiting for that, like, moment, or for them to really like step into that moment and step into that connection, and the connection was just not there.
And then her doing the cha-cha after Hanalei was just like, come on. I mean, there was no tricks. It was kind of slow. It just didn't compare.
Right.
But then that's hard as well, isn't it? Because I think some of the choreo actually let a lot of the dancers down tonight, which is surprising and a shame. But that was a prime example of being given completely different stuff to do. And what can you show if you're not given it?
Well, and again, it comes back to partnering too. I don't feel like they really set her up for success with Paul. There could have been other, I guess, ballroom. Nothing against Paul. Paul's an incredible dancer and all-star, and he's so sweet. By the way, when you guys come do live shows, they're all walking around and chatting. And Paul was one of the nicest ever to talk to me. But I just think, again, pairing. I don't feel like they set her up with success on that.
It's, to be fair, you should just have one partner that does all the girls.
Ah,
Like one person. So then it's at least fair.
Interesting. Okay,
That'd be a lot.
It'd be a lot for them.
Routines, yeah.
that all-star would be like,
you're good.
well, they are an all-star for a reason.
Routines this week, yeah.
It's funny. I actually think Paul would probably be, I'm sorry, not Paul. I feel like Robert would be a great option for that, because he can do anything.
Or what if they would have did the same routine, like the same dancer, same choreography,
Same routine, same partner. That's
those who
fair.
got ballroom, those who got contemporary, to see the interpretation. That's interesting.
Interesting. Well, it is, and we'll talk about this too. It's such a heavy contemporary ballroom top 5. There's no hip hop girls. There's no. But I mean, speaking of hip hop, let's talk about Janessa. This was such a surprise for me, because she was one of the ones throughout Academy. I just was like, okay, I mean, she'll come back strong, but she was never a front runner for me. Do you guys feel the same way?
Absolutely. Yeah. Shocked. Absolutely shocked.
Your reaction was good.
Really shocked. I mean, I think she did a fantastic job of the hip hop tonight.
Her and Fiction were on point.
Absolutely, and the spinning of the hair.
That was my favorite.
Yes, girl.
But I think she really needed to relax her face. She was doing some really taunt movements with her face. I'm like, girl, calm down. I know it's hip hop, but please just chill out. So for me, she did a great job, but she definitely wasn't my top 5.
No. And because also I felt like this whole time, this process was her sliding through. Like they were like, you didn't do as well, but you're going to move on to the next choreography. You didn't impress us, but we're going to give you another chance. It wasn't that good. So I just felt like this was like the 5th time. They're like, it wasn't that great, but you're in our top 5. I was like, but why?
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I wrote, you and I mean,
Always.
we're all like that. But I literally wrote, there is something going on with her, because exact same thing. I feel like every time they give her notes, it's just they're underwhelmed or she underperformed, and yet boom, you're in our top 5. But I mean, we don't know what the selection process is like. We don't know what's happening behind, the scenes. We don't know what kind of feedback in terms of choreographers, and yes, the
balance,
there's got to be
having
balance.
diverse genres, diverse races, diverse personality styles. I mean, all that they have to represent America properly. So I get it, but what I can appreciate with her though is that I do think that she's going to work hard because she's always so genuine and like surprised and excited. She's not smug or cavalier with the fact that they're extending opportunities for her. So she may surprise us. Now with this hip hop in particular, though I enjoyed pieces of it, I felt that she needed to loosen up a little bit and kind of sit into the emotions. She kind of kept them short and sharp in ways that needed to flow a little bit more.
Yes.
But girl, going from jazz to contemporary to a hip hopper,
and that's exactly what I wrote. And I'm a huge. So here's my thing. I am a huge Christopher Scott fan. Love me some Chris Scott choreography. I love his choreography, and it fits fiction so well. And I just wanted so much more out of it. But that was also just my expectation because I love the pairing between fiction and Chris Scott. I love it. I know your face, but I love his choreography. I do feel like he transformed her. It fit her well. You know what I mean? I feel like he did a really good job of tailoring it to her. But I feel like if she would have just connected with fiction a little more, been in that pocket with him, there just would have been a little bit more, like you said, just being down and jiggy with it a little bit more. You know? You have something to say. Just talk about it, girl. What? Thoughts?
Okay, I was gonna save this for when we got down to Emily, but I am not the biggest fan of Christopher Scott's choreography all the time. I do feel like that it can be very simplex and not hard hitting. I know that he likes to layer in the lyrical style, but I didn't think that it gave the dancers the best way to show the best portfolio of their skill sets.
Do you feel like that's isolated to this episode, to this audition, or do you feel like that across the board with his choreography?
There are some routines that I like, but he's never been one of my top hip hop choreographers. I'll just say that. In this case, I did not enjoy the routine with Emily at all.
Me neither.
The music
we'll get to that too. We'll get to that too.
Yeah.
But I felt like just this one, and again, maybe that's just because I like his style. I like we've talked about this with Nappy Tabs. I love the lyrical, and he also puts in a little bit more like robotic into it. I don't know. Anyway, loved it, Chris.
But Janessa, I really think, and I'm hoping that she's just going to turn on all of us and just all of a sudden become like this front
She
runner.
could be a little dark horse.
She could be a dark horse. Yeah, for sure.
Now let's go into Briana. I know Briana.
Oh my goodness.
Briana. Potato,
oh
potato.
my goodness.
Let's talk about her because even her being in the top 10 was a bit of a surprise for me. I think she's a fantastic tapper. I felt like her and Evan, especially in the group routine, stood out.
Amazing.
The contemporary was heavy. This was hard for me to watch because on two levels. First of all, I felt like, again, she was tentative, but that lift was Brandon's fault. If you rewatch that, Brandon almost dropped her. So I felt like they were really tough on her. I know that everybody's giving like the All-Stars kind of the pass on everything, but I just didn't feel like their chemistry, again, partnering, nothing against Brandon, because Brandon Bryan is one of the best dancers that's ever come through. But I just felt like, again, that pairing, it was almost like she was too heavy for him.
I was going to say,
not that she's too heavy, but I mean, the pairing was not the best fit for that routine. I don't know any other way to describe it.
It was a mess. It was actually a little bit embarrassing, wasn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't just one lift. She fell out of many, many lifts.
Right.
And half the time her hands were raised out and she was never fully completing the moves either. It's like she'd get to 80% and she'd be like, and down.
Well, and that could be part of it too, is maybe she's not holding her position in a proper way.
I think he wasn't able to grasp her because she was not in the right what do you call it?
She missed the mark in that move. And I rewound it and I slow-moed it because I was like, what happened? I'm like, what happened? And literally it was like one slip of a move. So he was here. She was supposed to like get up in enough time to grab her legs, but one of the legs flopped
That's
like
what
this.
I did
and
see that.
because of that, he couldn't grab both of them. So he tried to grab them, and then she went with the next move without him being fully secure with holding her. So then that's why she kind of fell out of it. It was a mess because her legs were not aligned.
Right. I know what move you're talking about, but I felt like, and again, it could. I just don't want to put all the blame on her. So, and I'm not putting it on him either. But I just think that this routine, like you said, it being such a mess, comes down to pairing again. I don't know. I just felt like they looked awkward together in terms of their
It's weird because
levels.
I don't blame him for that one. I honestly think she wasn't giving him what he needed to have her secure half the time.
But it wasn't just that one move. I just felt like throughout the entire routine.
I think she was too apprehensive, therefore she wasn't in the right position.
Yeah,
Most
and I
of the
think
time
the
for him to
reason
grab
was
it.
because this was challenging choreography. It
Sure.
really was. I mean, they introduced a new choreographer, JC Royal, that we hadn't seen before, and I felt that
She's choreographed
the timing,
on past episodes, but not for auditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so with the timing of it, there was so much flip flop and hop over and go there and
Sure.
doop, doop, boop, boop, bounce, bounce, back to each other. Their timing had to be so in sync, and it was not. And so unfortunately, diving into stunts and tricks,
Yes.
you have to be 100% in sync.
It's like
and
me singing a beat behind.
No, I
Yeah.
couldn't agree with you more. I think that there should have been way less tricks. They could have
Yeah.
done so. I think they could have scaled it back. However, it's not what this show is about. They've got to be able to.
She had to step up,
adapt.
but she couldn't, and I don't think that she looked comfortable. I mean, she could have been on that stage honestly by herself without him being there trying to do a choreography for contemporary. It would have been uncomfortable. She was very stiff. She didn't flow, like you said. She didn't complete the movements.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do. I'm like, it's not her time.
I guess it's just my like giving everybody the benefit of the doubt because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to put all of it on her because I feel like in that routine it was a partnership too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, her tapping, oh my gosh, I thought she was amazing when
Sure.
she did tapping.
Yeah.
I think she's a tapper and she's got a tapper's kind of body too, which is that little bit solid, more solid.
Sure.
And so
Yeah.
therefore she wasn't able to do the elevation. She didn't have the,
Wasn't
just
light.
the woohoo flow that the
so good.
the woohoo flow, that's some good terminology, isn't it?
I know.
Hilarious.
Well, just so everybody knows too, we've got the live chat going on. Please be a part of the show. Tell us
Yes.
what your thoughts are. We do actually. We want to share some exciting things about AfterBuzz with you guys.
Yes. Okay, so as you guys know, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, like over 200, you know, depending on how much TV you watch. From dramas, from reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there's something for everyone on this network, and we work hard to serve our fans, but we need your help, so we are asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Okay, so the YouTube channels could include, like I said, the drama. This is actually a competition show. We have World of Dance that comes on
We have
this week as well.
cooking
Cooking shows, Big Brother,
everything.
all the dramas, all the
Everything.
good.
The goods.
So
You're on Big Brother, right?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, crossover. So if you're worried about any of the pesky notifications, don't worry about it because they are optional. You can hit subscribe for the channel that you want to check out on AfterBuzz and let us know that you did subscribe by putting that in the comment section, and therefore we can shout
So
you out
good.
on the show.
So
Yay.
good, yes.
Thank you.
And that's what we love about these shows is we want people to be part of them.
Yes,
obviously.
please.
You
We
don't
wanna
want to
hear
miss
what you
out on the
think.
conversation.
Right.
And I love this conversation tonight because I do feel like we're all a little bit on different pages, and that's exciting
It
because
is.
you don't want to be like,
Different
yeah,
views is so
yeah,
important.
it was good.
It was great.
It was great. It was good.
It can't be Paula.
I know, exactly.
That was amazing.
Everyone has a Paula.
You did that really well.
So good. But another exciting routine was Chelsea's, so our resident jazz dancer,
Yes.
Chelsea Huff, dominated this ballroom routine. Salsa. Thoughts, guys. Thoughts. She brought some those long legs again. Just personality for days.
Amazing legs, and a great, amazing flexibility, and she just loves it. She loves what she's doing, and I
Energetic.
really enjoyed, watching her for that. That one dive that she did under the legs and then twisted out. Wow,
I know.
so good.
It was so incredible.
yeah, that's so cool. I want to learn.
That
how
was
to do
me too.
that. We
Actually,
need to
I
practice
rewound that one. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
These tricks were just so amazing with
I
these
know.
ballroom
That's
routines.
what I'm saying. No fear, or feel the fear and do it anyway.
I do feel like they would probably like throw it at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in terms of all 10 girls, give it to him. You know?
Yeah.
Scary stuff though, but no, she was excellent, absolutely excellent, and she was one of my top 5.
Really?
For sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Very I put a maybe next to her because I wasn't sure.
No,
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah, I
could
put a
see it.
maybe. But I thought she was excellent. I loved her poise in the routine and how she really controlled her movement. It wasn't all over the place or too spastic. I thought that she really, she wasn't like, boom, boom, yeah. She really did like flow into each. I mean, she gave us hips, she gave us attitude, she hit the movements, and she was another one that did not do well in the ballroom round before. So it was nice seeing her kind of conquer this and show what she was able to do.
So good.
Yeah,
Again,
I enjoyed it.
On the topic of ballroom is just dominating.
Yeah.
I think this is just going to be such a strong season for ballroom.
Yeah.
And our little Stephanie, who is a ballroomer, I don't know, she grew on me a little bit. I mean, I don't feel like we saw a lot of her, but she definitely grew on me.
Yeah,
And then,
I really liked her.
as if to make life, just real difficult, we're going to pair you with Lex.
Yeah.
Again, probably, I mean, he's top 3 to me of the best out of all 14 seasons we've seen. And again, just watching him dance, I'm just like, I feel like I watched him more than Stephanie.
You have to not, right? You got to just try and stay away from them.
But I mean, what a challenge! I love that she said that. Like she has to step into that and be able to rise to his level.
Well, it's always a gift to be given a good partner, generally, though, because you automatically have to try and match them, all right?
Right,
It's
but
like
you guys, I
anything
feel
in
like
life.
she stepped into this moment well. I mean, again, as a ballroom dancer, it's contemporary is not easy at all.
Yeah. However, sorry, I was just going to say, I did not like the routine at all. And considering it was Mandy, I love Mandy's stuff.
Yeah.
But this one, I actually
But you didn't like how it was performed or the choreography?
I didn't like the choreography of the routine at all. I found it incredibly boring and slow, and it did not give her an opportunity to showcase anything. So I really think she got the short straw with that
I
one.
100% agree. Like literally, I said the choreography played the role in this routine not being well because there was no wow factor. So as they were looking for these tricks that other people in the ballroom dancers got to show, she didn't. I didn't enjoy her outfit that she had on, how her hair was. There's so many levels.
The performance of it.
It has to be married to perform something great, and I do think that she was not given a good hand, but but it still made me sad because I thought that she's so strong at salsa, and even what we've been able to see her do throughout the competition, I thought that she was amazing. So that was really sad.
It was sad.
And also on that as well, like she, with the routine she was given and the fact that it was super slow, the one thing she could do with it, she wasn't able to do, which was connect. The only thing that would have saved her on that would have been a super emotional piece where she was really in the moment, and that's one thing she lacked, and so therefore there was nothing.
That's what
true.
I wanted out of that. I mean, it should have been like Magda's piece. I mean, I hate to say it, but it was almost like if those two could have been
Could have given
flipped.
more emotion.
Yes, they didn't play, and I feel like that's the choreographer's job. Is you're supposed to play to that. I mean, they may not know these dancers as well yet, and we're not at a competition level, but to give them a fair chance, play to their strengths, and that would have been her strength, or she could have.
Oh, and you know what? Lex has always had the reputation of not being that emotional. Because I remember that was one of the biggest things. They're like, "You're good, but
Connect. Yeah.
So he wasn't probably able to pull that out of her either. She wasn't able to reflect off of him because he does perform.
I
more
thought he was
monotone,
brilliant in this, though.
But he does well, but.
I loved him.
There's so much that they're thinking about with the choreography. And so speaking of, just shout out to our live chat because we see you guys. Hey, Betsy. Hey, Zachary Kim. So Zachary said that he felt so bad for the girl Sosa, Stephanie, that's her last name, who got paired with Lex. How can you look good next to Lex? Whoever gets paired with him will probably win by default in the live shows. Interesting.
Well, and we also don't know how involved All-Stars are going to be in the live show. So we'll see how that's all going to wash out. They may do the pairing.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
if there's 6,
Do you not know?
There's 6 shows. Well, I mean, early predictions, but not real. But there's 6 shows, right?
Yeah,
6 live
6
shows,
lives,
and you have top 10. That's 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, that's 5 weeks of 2 partners, 2 get knocked off each week, and then the finale. That's just how I did the math, and I don't even know.
Yeah.
And I'd be right, Becky.
You'll see. I definitely, Lex, I believe would be involved. And I think that no matter what. But we also said that about Travis, and we've said that about, there's so many strong all-stars that I don't know if we can play that game anymore about like whoever's paired with that all-star is going to win. I mean, especially because this top 10 is so stacked. I mean, even the guys.
And
it's just
really great personalities that
Yes.
overshine some of the good choreography or the good technique. In my opinion, yeah.
exactly. So it's so much to say. So yeah, Stephanie, sad, but
Yeah.
I think that it will lend to a really exciting season next year because I think she
Yes.
could come back again so much stronger. And we'll talk about Emily in a minute. But Sydney, the cha-cha with Paul, again, another just awkward pairing, heaviness. I'm not going to lie, this was my least favorite of the evening. I just felt like it was talking about what we said earlier about Briana. It was just so juvenile. It didn't make that routine just did not make sense to me. I just
I
felt
feel
like
like the thing that
didn't
really
like
let
it.
her down, it looked like she was actively trying to come down to his level. Like her posture was so poorly that she
And that's
was
the
like
thing,
punching
posture.
over to literally try and
Yes.
come down to his height.
and in cha-cha and in ballroom posture is everything. And even
Yes.
he's like, push down on my arms. It's like, well, but okay.
Yeah.
How?
She's
I
like
mean,
trying to get
yeah,
lower.
how do you I think that there
Yeah.
just has to be in terms of the production side, whoever's matching these people, scheduling the all-stars, make it fair.
Make
you
it
know?
fair. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Agree.
it could have been better. It was totally amateur night. I felt like I was at
Yes.
the Apollo, like, boo.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I feel bad
Yeah.
for using the word hate, but I was not a
It
fan of
just-
that routine.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel that the choreography was that
No.
strong, which is sad. You know,
was
Dimitri.
boring
Yeah,
again.
it was
Musicality was off. I was like,
Yeah, and just her even moments, though the partnering was bad, moments that she could have shined if
Mm-hmm.
the technique was there. When she was doing that body roll and that turn, I was like, no, stop! Like it just wasn't. She didn't have that flavor. She couldn't move those hips, and she looked very scared of the routine. She looked scared of salsa. She
did. Poor girl.
Me
It's just
too. I know.
unfair.
I feel really
I want to see her
bad.
with a tall guy, honestly. I think.
Yes,
he's
Sydney,
completely
if you're
different.
watching, there is so much hope. You are a beautiful dancer.
Yes.
But again, I just think that the story of the night is that I feel like these poor girls did not get. I mean, it's a theme. Like the girls who did not
Yeah,
right.
make it
absolutely.
in,
Yep.
it's because their routines fell flat. They had an incredible academy. That's why they're there.
Right.
But their routines fell flat, and I think it's just, I guess, the luck of the draw. It's just no different than the live shows when you get.
I so like
The
your
wrong
idea
dance,
before
you know?
about like it should be all the same choreographer, all the same partner, and all the same routine.
Yeah.
Who does it best? That's fair.
Yeah.
Right? Totally.
Yeah, because again, it's just pairing there was very off. But I mean, on top of that, she did not step into it. And I thought that Vanessa, she's just such a doll, and she's so good with words. You know, I feel like her word of saying monotone was the best way to encapsulate
Yeah.
that. It just felt like. I can't believe you said amateur hour, but it just felt like, someone holding out the wrong note.
Yeah.
You're like, eat. But we love you. See
Yeah.
you next season, Sydney.
Yes.
And Emily Carr, probably the surprise of the night.
Yes.
Carr,
the
another
surprise.
contemporary
So sad.
bombshell.
reckon.
So sad.
Hip hop.
me.
And here's the thing: is last episode when Travis was like, "Oh, the top 10 is you to lose,"
yeah,
and all of us
exactly.
are like, "Yes,"
Yeah.
She's been our favorite from the
The
beginning.
thing is, can you guys please disagree with me here? Did you not think her performance was amazing? I literally wrote, "Wow, great."
No.
You did
No.
What? Okay, we need to talk this out because I honestly thought she was freaking amazing. And I'm sitting there going, she needs to be an Alvin Ailey and everything. I didn't agree with the judges.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
You guys are kidding.
I need a good
Her
laugh.
energy was awesome. Maybe at the end it was a little bit flat, but her facials, she's keeping up. She's not a hip
I feel like I'm in an
dancer.
episode of Queer Eye, and I'm like, honey.
Honey, no. Oh my goodness, I thought she was fabulous.
I
thought
thought
she
that
was
she
amazing.
did okay.
No, she didn't.
Oh, we were having fun.
end of
We were
the-
having fun here, peeps. I hope you're having as much fun at home as we are.
No, I mean, okay, she did okay, but to me it goes back. I did not like the routine. I did not like the music. This is how we do it.
I mean, we said it at the top of our show, but it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, are we in
it's- and
1988
the
right
routine,
now?
yeah, and the routine was so slow for the music too.
Yes.
And one of the things, and this is probably
We're
one
watching the
with
same
Chris,
thing.
his routines really stay in one spot, and it does not
It does
expand
not.
and utilize the stage. And there's lower performance elements. Like he's all about the like
subtleties.
that, subtleties.
Yes.
Which I love when you can go big and then go subtle, but I felt like this was all subtle.
So here's the thing about Chris Scott. I feel like his choreography has so much to do with swag, again, which is why fiction, Twitch, comfort. It is the subtleties, which is just a nice little touch in those routines.
Right.
Did not work in this one specifically at all. I felt like
I don't know if I was watching the wrong episode or what, but I thought she was great.
I just did not like any of it.
Shoulder and
none of it. I thought the last 8 count was the best part of that.
That's
routine.
so weird.
Maybe
I thought the music just worked fabulously with the movements. Maybe it was the old school movements worked with the song.
No, it was like
Maybe it's just like a good throwback.
Right?
Because
I felt like I should be in a roller skating rink,
Right.
Like,
So did I, and that really worked for me.
okay,
Like, that
perfect.
worked.
I love the versatility
Emily,
of this
darling,
dance.
I'm
But
all for
I'll
you.
say this, the timing was impeccable. That's
brilliant.
one thing that I really enjoyed. Like, they were in such unison, it was insane. Like, even their back flip up after they laid and sprouted, it was exact timing. And that's so hard to do.
Yes.
As we saw with Briana and her partner. Timing was bad, but their timing was incredible. I didn't like the choreography, nor it wasn't an exciting routine. And I feel like that was her downfall.
They were as in sync in 2002. And that's in sync. Bye. Well, she did say bye tonight again. I used that several times.
In all seriousness, I can totally see her in like Alvin Ailey Company or something like that.
Yeah, she's incredible.
And that's why we're totally joking and having fun because Emily is amazing. And I
Please
actually
come back.
wrote in big letters, she's so humble.
Yes.
What a sweet. And those are
Beautiful.
people and personalities that will excel in this industry because she will come back. She's going to, like I said, her and Stephanie, I'm calling it now, prediction. Whoop, what? 2019, she will be back and she'll be stronger. And I don't know, I think that she just needs to explode a little more.
Oh, I'm so actually, I'm internally mad.
That she didn't make it?
I'm just like, I can't,
I saw your reaction.
You guys saw, you just didn't see what I saw. Well, the judges, the whole world didn't see what I saw, but I thought.
And don't get me wrong, again, I am such a lover of Chris Scott choreography that I was just let down.
I thought she did such a good job. Oh, so sad. I'll go cry home at home.
But again, we're not basing it just on this one routine, and nobody else I think at home is either. I think it's just about sadly she probably just fell short, but this was not fitting for her. I felt like, but they had great syncopation moments. They really did.
Absolutely.
And what a show! What a show! We closed out on Jensen doing jazz, and I loved her comment. I loved her comment about wanting to bring a mood, just the fierce energy because they see her as this sweet little girl next door. And again, at the junket, being able to talk with her, interview her, watch her take her pictures. She is anything but that. She has stepped in and embraced.
Cool.
I am here to compete, to play. She's going to bring it. Yeah.
Well, I actually wrote down here in my notes that I feel like she could win the whole competition for sure.
Yeah.
But I also wrote down that I found the routine rather boring.
Okay.
So.
Not challenging. In my opinion, it wasn't challenging.
Different episodes again. I found the routine quite boring, but I thought, she's excellent. But the routine wasn't very good.
Okay,
So the choreography,
yes. So because I felt
And
like
the
she
music.
was not boring at all. She brought it, but I felt like the choreography did not challenge her as much as it should
Or the
have.
music choice either.
I love this routine so much.
Get it?
Like, literally, I love what they did to it. I love the combo with her and Brandon. I love it was so sharp and it was so, as she said, she wanted to be edgy and it was edgy. And I loved how it was so athletic. Like, there's a routine that Mia Michaels back Joshua and his partner is off the top of my head. That routine, Mia Michaels challenged them to be athletes in it. And there was so much running back and forth and quick moves, boom, 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 warrior status. And I felt that warrior
Athleticism,
dynamic
yes.
in this. And I thought that she was beautiful. Her facials were insane. Like, she gave us sassy, and then she gave us sexy, and then she gave us cute. And she was able to fall into the hoo, 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 do, 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 do.
She had so much edge.
Well, and this is honestly
I
one of
know.
my favorites tonight.
It was phenomenal. And again, I felt like Brandon was a totally different partner for her.
Yeah.
So again, it's about partnership. They just thrived off of each other. It was
so
it was
hot.
fierce.
I loved it.
I have to be in the Jessica boat on this one too. We'll come get you.
See you next week.
Yeah, right. I agree. Well, whatever I got from it, I didn't like the choreo, but I still wrote.
Okay.
I feel she could win. So she
Yes.
obviously impressed me
Yeah.
whilst being bored.
Well, because
So
she's such
that's
a
cool.
versatile dancer. Again,
And
you watch
who
her do.
knew?
You watch her do again now jazz, contemporary, hip hop. She's just stepped into it all.
Yeah.
So
She's
wow.
gorgeous, too.
Well, we are
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
running out of time. We still have a special segment to bring to you guys, which is
Yes.
ballroom. So we're gonna dive into that, you guys. My choice. I hope they've all enjoyed this conversation as much as we have. My choice was Pasha Kovalev and Anya Garnis from season 3, but they choreographed season 4. Jev and Courtney. I love this cha-cha, but the amazing thing about Anya and Pasha is their connection. They used to date, which I think is really cute as well. But they used to date. They came over to the U.S. in 2001. They're working on BBC Strictly Came Dancing. So I think Strictly Come Dancing. So
Come dancing.
Strictly Come Dancing. They are so strong, and their choreography is just out of this world. I love this routine. It's just fun. And Courtney Galliano was one of my favorites in 2004. She's another. She reminds me of Jensen. Jensen's
Yeah.
very similar to her, very dynamic. So we're gonna pop this routine I picked.
And I just love Anna, by the way. She has always been, when she competed, she was my
Stunning.
favorite. Yeah.
And they are just like hips galore. And I feel like that's what Anya and Pasha just encapsulate, just hips and sexuality and energy and
I love boring.
I know, and every part of the routine is just
feisty.
punctuated and fast too. But their footwork was amazing. Oh my goodness! So they've been all stars, you guys. They've been on So You Think You Can Dance anywhere between 2007 and 2014, off and on. I mean, we're talking choreographers, all stars. I mean, they just brought it all, and they continue to just dominate Dancing with the Stars. And anyway, love them.
Incredible.
That was my pick.
Nice
Yeah.
career. Hey.
Love it.
And let's not forget also that Pasha, you guys, semifinals in 2007 in the third season. So people forget about him, but he's one of the strongest
He is good.
ballroom dancers that's come out of So You Think.
Yeah.
Who'd you guys
Dun,
pick?
dun, dun. So I picked Jean-Marc Généraux. I don't know if I
Yes.
pronounced that in
You did.
French very well.
Jean-Marc.
Jean-Marc.
Sounded right.
So he's a French-Canadian ballroom dance champion, and he has
Great.
been choreographing on just a couple of So You Think You Can
Just a
Dance.
few. Only like
just
13
a
seasons.
few. And also the Canadian version as well of So You Think You Can Dance, as well as the French Dancing with the Stars season. And I just like him. He's such a character. He's quite the artiste, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Very much so, right? And so this piece that he choreographed was actually Carrington and Twitch. And the reason I chose this was not necessarily because it's the most amazing Vietnamese waltz ever in the history of the world, but just because he did such a good job at encapsulating their skill sets and bringing it together, and they actually looked like ballroom dancers.
Twitch was so
That's
young.
what
I know.
Look at Twitch is such a baby.
incredible.
No,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you picked this routine. I think I feel like some of the best routines came out of season 4. But this
Yeah.
routine, to me, I remember watching this for the first time, and you're absolutely right. I was like, this is the first time where I saw them both as dancers
Yeah.
outside of their genre. I
And
mean,
he
they
just, see, this is perfect choreography, helping people to actually win competitions.
Yes,
obviously.
yes.
And then again, it's Celine Dion as well, who is my favorite of all time. So a new day has come.
But Jean Marcus,
flowy.
I'm glad you brought him up because
Jean-Marc.
he's so good at adapting to the dancer's styles.
That's what I like about him.
so
Absolutely.
funny.
It's fair.
His
So he should have
character.
been used for all the ones tonight on the episode tonight.
Wow,
Yeah.
so good. Who'd you
So
pick,
good.
Jess?
Okay, so ironically enough, I chose Dimitri.
Who needs a smack on?
I saw this photo and I was like, hello.
Yeah. Dimitri looking hot as Norm. So the funny thing is, though some of his performances tonight or his choreography wasn't our favorite, he's been on this show from when he left. Let me spit it out.
Yeah.
He started off and competed season 2. Right. He was one of the finalists. He did not win. He came back season 3 as Mary Murphy's assistant choreographer, and then he came back after that in his own space and bringing. So he was one of the first with Travis. They were 2 of the first to come back as previous competitors.
Sure.
Now choreographers, which is so exciting. He's a Russian dancer, and he has experience on this show as well as he was a professional performer on Dancing with the Stars.
So good.
So all the ballroom stuff. The choreography routine that I chose was Lacey Schrimmer and Danny Tidwell, and this is from season 3, and this is hip hip, Chin Chin.
Yes.
That opening.
I forgot about this
Lacey
dance.
killed this.
Lacey did she literally just
She did.
slaughtered
She
it.
ate him up and spit him out like a vulture.
Yes, she. Well,
Yeah.
let's remind everybody that this is Lacey's genre.
Yes.
Like she slayed this. I don't even know if somebody slayed ballroom as much as she slayed
I
this
don't
routine.
think so. I mean, her season, she just ate up everything. And what I loved about this is like just the epitome of all the dynamics. And he is a contemporary dancer, so she really brought out a lot from him as well. Because I think he was Travis's like half foster brother or something
yes,
like that.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I'm so glad you picked this.
I love a good throwback. It
That's what I'm
reminds us
saying.
the foundation that this show has set in the president.
And I'm watching
and the
this now and I'm like,
careers it's built
Yes.
too,
I
right?
remember this routine,
Yes.
but yet because there's been so much dance over these last 14 seasons, I forgot about it, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite.
Oh, she's just
good.
One. Do you guys feel like this with
That's cool,
ballroom? Is so often we are looking at the female. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
But then I think that's a testament to the male if he can showcase his girl. That's the whole point,
Sure,
isn't it?
sure.
So
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun. I just love. I love our special segments. You guys will have to
Yeah.
pick one for next week because I will not be here
Yes.
next week. You guys, we're gonna have the top 5 unveil, the official top 10 before we sign off here. Anybody, guys wise, who give me a yes and a not so much. I don't like saying no, but like somebody that you
Yes, no, maybe.
yes, no, maybe.
yes, no, maybe in between. Oh, it's too
Because like tonight, Emily was a big shock for us. So who would be a shock for you if you did not see them in the
Go
final?
through.
Yeah.
JJ
Yeah.
for me would be a shock.
JJ.
Yeah.
JJ, I mean, Evan,
Yeah.
strong tapper. They would
Yes.
need to add him in.
I do love Evan.
Me too. Me too. I love that. So that's good. We'll see if
Yeah.
Evan and
I'm excited. I was more
JJ
excited
make
about
it
the
in.
girls. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how the boys pan out.
Yeah,
but
I'm more interested in the girls this year
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it's gonna.
Way
I
more
think it's gonna be a surprise next week on who the top 5 guys are. We're gonna sign off here. I'm Becky Sotero. You can find me on all social media at Becky Sotero. How about you, ladies?
Aw. And I am Kim Davey. You can find me on all my social media at Kim Davey Live.
Yes, and I'm Jessica Williams. You can find me on Twitter at Miss Jessica WW and on Instagram at Miss Jessica Williams.
Love it. Every Tuesday right here. Live shows are going to be starting 2 weeks from yesterday. So that means 2 weeks from today. We are going to have the dish. We're going to have behind the scenes. We're going to have interviews because we are officially going to be backstage, part of the press line. We'll be able to interview everybody. So tweet us all your comments, all the questions you want us to ask. And we'll see you then. Bye, you guys.
Awesome. See you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.